Hello, Laker fans. My name is Kobe Sato, and this is a Lakers live post-game show. Thank you to the people currently streaming through YouTube and Facebook. Make sure to subscribe. Thanks for the support. What a night for the Lakers, who currently won tonight's game against the Denver Nuggets with the final score down at Crypto.com Arena with the final score of 126 to 108 for the second of the three-game home stretch for the Lakers. They're currently 7-7 at home and 5-9 on the road with the overall record of 12-16. Let's get you guys out to Darvin Ham, who's currently speaking with the media.
Offensively, I thought we were playing a little bit too fast, rushing. It was about AD and Thomas. My hat's off to him. He's a pro's pro. Keeps himself ready, keeps himself right. That's why we have play groups, stay ready groups for guys, low minute or no minute guys, to continue to stay sharp. And he did that. And he came out and had a really, really huge effort against two-time MVP and really helped us on both sides of the basketball. Just his energy and activity, his no-quit mentality. I mean, we needed that. He was a huge burst for us.
Darvin, a couple questions quick. How concerned are you with AD from what you've been?
I don't want to speak on it until I know exactly what's going on. So I'll know more tomorrow.
And then did you guys, so I think it happened in the first quarter, if it's the play that everybody is kind of sharing. When did you get the news at halftime? Was he, like, how?
No, he has a foot issue. He's having a foot issue. Had injured his foot, and they took him back for some X-rays, and again, we'll know more tomorrow.
Especially considering this game against Boston that you guys just played, what do you make of your team's character sort of in that fourth quarter, and then how big a part was Russ of just getting you guys there?
Russ's motor, man, is second to none. Excuse me, the way he competes, the way he puts pressure on both sides of the ball. He can switch off on multiple players and defend. Again, just picking guys out, really putting a lot of pressure on the paint. His drop-off passes, his kick-outs for threes, his rebounding, everything, man. He was huge tonight. Really stepped up and were huge in a big, big way. And along with our other guys, I thought Dennis was great. I thought Pat Bev was great. Austin, he had his moments, along with Thomas, and it was great. We threw the rookie even had a couple of good moments. So it was good to see, and it just shows that we've had some rough finishes, some unfortunate finishes to some games against some really, really good opponents. And tonight was no different, in terms of having a really good opponent in front of us, someone that's top three in the West. And our guys showed a lot of character, a lot of competitive spirit tonight, and we were able to execute down the stretch on both sides of the ball.
All right.
All right, that was Darvin Ham speaking with the media following the Lakers' win to the Denver Nuggets 108 to 126. Let's get right into the stats for tonight's game. Lebron had 30 points tonight off 36 minutes, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, shot 13 for 20 from the field. Good game from him. Shot 1 for 4 behind the three-point line tonight. 3 for 4 from the free throw line. He was plus 26 from the. In terms of plus and minus, he had 2 steals. Patrick Beverley actually scored double digits for the first time this season, having 10 points with 21 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 for 6 from the field, 2 for 3 from the three-point line. So better night from Patrick Beverley, possibly his best game as a Laker this season so far. And he was still a negative 11 from his plus and minus. Anthony Davis, you heard Darvin Ham speak about it a little bit. He left it at the end of the first quarter, or he left at halftime. He didn't come back, but he ended up getting injured in the first quarter. He went up midair and he messed up his ankle or his foot on Jokic. So he's going to be evaluated tonight, get an MRI. We'll get more updates from him tomorrow. But Anthony Davis played 17 minutes, 10 points for him, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, shot 4 for 7 from the field, 2 for 2 from the free throw line. He had a block and a steal. Russell Westbrook with a triple-double tonight. He had 15 points, 11 rebounds, and 12 assists off 30 minutes of play, shooting 5 for 13 from the field, 5 for 8 from the free throw line. He was plus 25 from the field. Austin Reeves had a great game himself. He had 16 points, 4 rebounds, played 30 minutes tonight, shot 5 for 9 from the field, 2 for 5 behind the three-point line, 4 for 4 from the free throw line. He had a block, a steal. He literally went on a 10-0 run by himself in the third quarter that kept the Lakers in the game. This Denver team coming in, they were the second best offensive rated team in the league. They're currently ranked number 1 in field goal percentage, field goals made, and 3-point percentage. So the Lakers actually outshot the number 1 field goal percentage and 3-point field goal percentage team in the league tonight, shooting 53% from the field, 48 for 93 to Denver's 48%, where they shot 39 for 81. The Lakers also outshot Denver tonight from the three-point line, shooting 12 for 33, which is 36%, which is a pretty good night for the Lakers behind the three-point line, while Denver shot 9 for 27, which is 33%. It was pretty even down the stretch in terms of points in the paint. You can't see the points in the paint here, but let me go ahead and just pull it up for you guys on my end. Points in the paint, the Lakers had 64 points in the paint, and Denver had 56. So with a night where Anthony Davis was out of the lineup in the second half, it was nice to see Thomas Bryant especially step up. This was a huge game for him. I feel like the Lakers pretty much won this game in the third quarter with Thomas Bryant's energy. Just looking at Thomas Bryant's stats for the second half tonight, he played 17 minutes. He had 16 points, 6 rebounds. He had an assist, 2 steals. He had 1 turnover. He shot 7 for 9 from the field, 77.8%, plus 8 from the field in the second half. So great second half from Thomas Bryant. His overall stats for the game, he had 21 points off 24 minutes, 6 rebounds and assists. He shot 9 for 11 for the game, 1 for 2 behind the three-point line. So good game as well from Thomas Bryant. Max Christie, it was nice to see him get some minutes tonight. He got the ninth man rotation minutes tonight instead of Kendrick Nunn in the first quarter, which Kendrick Nunn only got 1 minute tonight. Hence maybe why the Lakers actually got a win, getting some productive minutes from a 6'6" wing on the floor, which really helped the Lakers just in terms of size and defense. Max Christie did a great job on the boards tonight. He only had 3 rebounds, but he got a lot of deflections. He got a lot of tips that ended up going into the Lakers' hand, or Russell Westbrook specifically, and LeBron. So it was nice seeing some good productive minutes from Max Christie tonight. He had 6 points off 16 minutes, 3 rebounds, shot 2 for 5 from the field, 2 for 3 behind the three-point line. He had a block. So ultimately, good game from the Lakers. They were about even most of the game in terms of turnovers. Denver had 19 turnovers. They played really sloppy tonight. The Lakers played pretty sloppy within the first half, but they ended with 14 turnovers as well. The rebounding department, the Lakers won there 45. They had 11 offensive rebounds compared to Denver's 39, which is a surprise to me with Anthony Davis being out of the lineup in the second half. It's and I give a lot of props to Thomas Bryant, who just had a ton of energy in the second half of the game today. So the game ball definitely goes to him tonight. Looking at Denver tonight, Murray had 36 minutes. He had 23 points tonight, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, shot 8 for 16 from the field. Pretty efficient from him tonight as well. He had a good game. Jokic had 25 points. So for Jokic's standards, not a great game for him tonight. He played 35 minutes, 25 points, 11 rebounds, 8 assists. He was 8 for 15 tonight. For Jokic's standard, that's not a very efficient game for him. Shot 1 for 3 behind the three-point line, 8 for 9 from the free throw line. He was minus 14 in the game. Aaron Gordon, who's been having a career year this year. The Lakers did a decent job on him, but he had his season averages, having 17 points with 32 minutes, 3 rebounds and assists, shooting 7 for 13 from the field. So ultimately, great game for the Lakers tonight, who beat this tough Denver team after having a tough loss to the Boston Celtics a couple nights ago. So it's good to get a good grinded out win when they had such a disappointing loss the other night. So great for the Lakers. Also, congratulations to LeBron James, who with his second steal of the night, LeBron passed Hakeem Olajuwon for 9th place on the NBA's all-time steals list, currently at 2,163. Hakeem Olajuwon is now 10th at 2,162. Next on that list is Clyde Drexler at 2,207. So congrats to LeBron there. But yeah, with Anthony Davis out now, hopefully he's not going to be out too long. It's going to be interesting to see how the rotations end up playing out with probably Thomas Bryant being in the lineup. Chris Haynes reported a couple days ago when talking about the Kyle Kuzma rumors that Wenyen Gabriel was supposed to be back in the lineup this game. He still didn't end up playing with a left shoulder sprain. So hopefully we end up seeing Wenyen Gabriel back in the lineup sooner than later. The Lakers play the Wizards on Sunday. So maybe hopefully we end up seeing him back in the lineup next game, especially if Anthony Davis isn't back. Hopefully it's nothing too serious, since he did get injured in the air, and it wasn't something where he rolled his ankle on the floor with his full weight hitting the ground, so, or putting pressure on his foot. So at least that's some positives for Anthony Davis's injury. We'll see what ends up happening there, but I was glad to see that Darvin Ham switched up some rotations tonight. He didn't really go with the 3 or 4 guard lineup. For the most of the game, he had a 2 guard where he was playing either Schroeder and Pat Bev with LeBron, Troy Brown, and Thomas Bryant, or he would switch it up and he would go Austin Reeves. I believe he would go Schroeder, and then he would play either AD or Thomas Bryant. But within the fourth quarter, with Anthony Davis out of the game, LeBron had to play some center tonight when Thomas Bryant got some rest. So the center position is real thin right now. And right now, when Miles Turner, a player who's pretty much begging for Rob Pelinka to pull the strings on trading for him, that would have been a good name to have on a roster right now with having backup for AD getting hurt, which sadly at this point you kind of have to expect. You have to expect Anthony Davis to be getting hurt every once in a while, because I mean he is injury prone. So sucks to see there, but hopefully Anthony Davis is okay, and he'll be back next game or within a couple of games, and hopefully there's no tear or any tissue damage in his foot. But yeah, I loved what I saw tonight from Austin Reeves, who's arguably the 3rd most important player on this team. I'm not saying he's the 3rd best player. I would probably say Lonnie Walker or Russell Westbrook is probably the 3rd best player on this team. But arguably Austin Reeves is definitely the 3rd most important player, and Austin Reeves has been proven to show that he's a pretty good defender. He's really smart. He knows to be on the right place on the floor at the right time. He gives great energy. So ultimately, I want to see Austin Reeves in the starting lineup And I know a lot of Laker fans have been complaining about that. But now we currently have Russ talking with the media following the Lakers' win to the Denver Nuggets.
Darvin mentioned the rebounding. That's been something that hasn't necessarily been there. You were making that extra effort to come down on the glass. Did you feel like that fueled it, the board work on both ends?
Yeah, something that I do really well. I just got to do a better job of doing it every night, and it helps our team out.
Dave?
You're the first Laker ever with 2 triple doubles off the bench, and you came here most triple doubles in NBA history. And a guy,
say it again.
You came here with the most triple doubles in NBA history.
No, I didn't hear you say that.
And you're a guy who was used to starting, but there's a new role here, and it's working.
Yeah.
What's the vibes that you're getting from this team right now?
Just trying to do whatever I can to make the person next to me better. Whatever is asked of me, I'm doing it. Whether it works or not, I'm just doing the best I can with the position that's given to me. I know what I'm capable of when I'm on the floor, so when I get on the floor, I make sure I do what I can to make others around me better, and hopefully it rubs off on the rest of the guys, and we can make some out of it.
Russ, you've often talked about wanting to make other guys better and stuff like that. I saw you go to Thomas today at one point, go to Max after it. Was this the type of game where it felt like just basically like everybody was out there at some point, had a piece of this in a moment? And what do those wins do for you?
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's honestly, man, I live for moments, and that's why I play basketball, to see others do well, and to see the joy on Thomas, Austin, Lonnie, those guys, Pat, whoever, Dennis, like guys have been out injured and they've been through so many different things, trials and tribulations the last couple of years. To see them do well, like it's something that it just gives me so much joy to see them do well, man. I just embrace that moment, just being in this league and seeing guys do that, and it's something that I think we can build on. It's something that we should try to strive for every night. And tonight's like this, one of those nights where everybody had their hand in the show.
Russ, it just seems like the chemistry between you and LeBron on the floor, especially in the last 2 games, you guys have been a key part of 2 big rallies you guys have made. Is there something that has made that connection when you guys are on the court better this year? Has it just been time together? What is it?
It just depends. I think the positioning, and Brian does a great job of running the floor. And when I'm on the break, I know he's one of the best ever. Once you get ahead of steam, not too much people can do with it, and it's my job to be able to find him and make the game easy for him. And that's what I try to do. Even for him, who's on the verge of breaking the scoring record, I try to make the game easy with him so he doesn't have to work extremely hard to score baskets.
Any more questions for us? Mike, follow-up?
Just wanted to ask you about Max Christie.
Yeah.
And kind of being in there in crunch time. He just played in the G League the other night, and what you've seen from him in practice as.
His consistent have to come in and work. He's young, but one thing about him is that he works every day. He listens, which is a key trait, especially as a young guy in this league, to listen, because listening, you last a long time, you be around a long time, and he's got a lot of good people in the locker room he can learn from, and tonight was one of those nights where I was extremely happy for him, not just, because he made shots, but he just played well overall defensively, shot the ball with confidence, miss and made, and you love to see it.
That was Russ following the Laker win to the Denver Nuggets with the final score of 126-108. Again, the Lakers are now currently 12th in the Western Conference at 12-16. Just to show you guys the standings right now in the Western Conference. Just go ahead and pull that up for you guys. You can see that the Lakers are currently 12th. They have the same amount of losses. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. They have the same amount of losses as the defending world champ Golden State Warriors. They're currently 1 game out in the loss column to get back in the play-in tournament. So you look at the board for the Western Conference. Literally, the Lakers are 3 games out from a for sure playoff spot at 6th place. and they're 4 games out from the 4th and 5th seed. So Lakers are very fortunate that the Western Conference is pretty compact this season. It's going to be interesting to see what these next few games, how the Lakers end up performing. With Russell Westbrook starting to play well, Austin Reeves is coming into form. It was nice seeing Patrick Beverley finally have a game where he had over 4 points. So I'm intrigued to see what happens these next few games. And with the trade rumors going around about Kyle Kuzma and with the Knicks for Fournier and Bogdanovic, I'm really intrigued to see if the Lakers end up pulling anything off. Even though there was reports from, I believe it was Johan Buha. Let me see who it was from. Okay, I don't even have the sources, but the Lakers, yeah, it is from Johan Buha that not for at least 2 to 4 weeks, which is the end of December through mid-January, is when the Lakers are most likely to make a trade, according to multiple league sources with knowledge of their plans. So that's not good news to me. In terms of the front office news, I already think this front office is kind of incompetent with the roster that they currently constructed. And I know a lot of Laker fans want to put blame on Darvin Ham for having these crazy rotations, but Darvin Ham is literally just playing with the roster that was constructed to him. And with rumors of Kyle Kuzma wanting to be out of Washington and him kind of flirting with the idea of coming back to the Lakers, saying, you know, when he lands in LA, there's nothing like the California breeze and the palm trees. And then in an interview this week following statements that Kuzma said, he said that he does not expect to sign an extension with the Wizards and plans to decline his player option for the 2023-24 season to become an unrestricted free agent. And then also Chris Haynes reported that the Washington Wizards are quote unquote in love with Kyle Kuzma. The Wizards won't give up Kuzma up for cheap. So that's all trade talk. I know the Lakers don't want to end up giving 2 picks away for a player like Kuz, but if they're going to end up trading Pat Bev and Kendrick Nunn away, I think you're probably going to have to end up giving away both of those picks to get back Kuzma, which you ended up giving to the Washington Wizards with picks to get Russell Westbrook. So that just shows the incompetency that the front office has in terms of being able to give away their talent and trying to get talent back and losing so much compensation and getting stripped. So it's going to be interesting to see what Rob Pelinka ends up doing. Other potential Laker trade targets that the Lakers have are DeMar DeRozan. I already talked about Kyle Kuzma, but him, Miles Turner, Buddy Hield, Kyrie Irving, and Doug McDermott. And then also, Johan Buha reported that in the ultimate pie in the sky scenario, the Lakers have interest in Kevin Durant, Damian Lillard, and Bradley Beal if any of the 3 stars were to become available. Man, I don't think the Lakers learned. They try to put all their pieces into superstars and all-stars, and they end up waiting for them, and things don't end up falling through, and then they end up getting stuck with minimum guys who haven't gotten picked up. And this Laker team, I feel like, is only 2 or 3 pieces away from actually being a good team, especially the way that Anthony Davis has been playing of late. LeBron James, he's been playing good as of late as well. Not as consistent as a usual LeBron James is, but in his 20th season at 38 years old, you know, he's playing the best basketball that he possibly can right now, and you have to take advantage of this window that the Lakers have right now to be able to win. You know, they're in win now mode, and being in 12th place in the Western Conference isn't going to do it right now. And if they wait 2 to 4 weeks till mid-January, hopefully the Lakers start winning more games. Let's just look at the schedule that they have coming up. They have the Wizards coming up, which that's definitely a winnable game. Then they play the Suns again, which they played well against them last time, but hopefully Anthony Davis is okay and he'll be back by that game. But you can mark that as a possible loss, sadly. Then they end up playing the Kings. The Kings have been playing pretty well as of late. They play the Hornets, which the Hornets aren't that great, so that's probably a win there. Then they play the Mavs on Christmas, which that's going to be up in the air as well. Luka's been playing out of his mind. Then they play the Magic, which the Magic just beat the Boston Celtics, which the Lakers just lost to in overtime the other night. Then they play the Heat, which the Heat aren't that great this season. The Hawks, which is a winnable game. The Hornets again, which is another winnable game. Then the Heat again, which is a winnable game as well. So up to, I'd say, January 12th, January 15th, the Lakers could either be at 500 or they could be like 5 to 7 games below 500. So I'm not sure if it's a good idea to end up waiting 2 to 4 weeks, 4 weeks max for the Lakers to pull some strings and make a trade. This Lakers team needs some help now, and they definitely have to make some type of move. And it doesn't have to be a whole team altering move where they move the whole team except for LeBron and Anthony Davis, but they just need a couple of pieces. If you can get another solid shooter around LeBron and Anthony Davis, that'll create so much more space and make the game so much more easier for them. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens, but hopefully Rob Pelinka pulls something out of his hat. But now we currently have Austin Reeves speaking with the media following the Laker win to the Denver Nuggets.
Reserves to come up, especially in a game where you lost Anthony Davis.
So, thoughts, prayers to him and whatever that is. But like I've said many times, it's next man up mentality. Thomas stepped up and was, amazing. I don't know. I think he missed 2 shots for the game and played really, really hard on both ends and he never gave up on a ball. There was extra 50-50 balls that he got for us that were really big in the fourth that kind of helped us, extend that in that lead. But, everybody come off the bench was ready to play. Max stepped in, played really well for the minutes he got. So, like you said, I think we outscored him, 30? I like that. We need to do it often.
Yeah, most points he scored in almost 2 years. Had some injury-filled seasons there. It's nice to see that happen for a guy like him.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, all that he's been through with his, I think it was ACL, missed a year, and then for him to, do that, it's inspirational, honestly, because there's a lot of guys that have, injuries like that never get back to, where they want to be. But, he puts the work in every single day. Like, you'll never see him in the gym just chilling, basically. He's going to be getting work in, if it's weight room, if it's on the court. So it's just, you tip your hat to him. You want to see a guy like that succeed in anything, basketball, off the court, whatever, because I remember there was a game, I think it was San Antonio, played really well the game before and then got a DMP. But the whole game he was up cheering, talking, communicating what he's seen. So you always want to see guys like that, be successful, and you need guys like that.
If AD is out for a while, we don't know anything about that yet. What does this team have to do?
Just have people step up. You're never going to replace the AD. He's arguably been the best player in the league this year. He's all great talent. So you're never going to replace him with one player. So you got to have multiple guys like, TB step up, backs, Winion's coming back soon just to fill that role. But, hope we don't miss AD for long because, he's AD.
Last one for me. The guys back in the studio were talking about how a win like this kind of helps ease the disappointment of the loss to Boston. Do you feel the same way?
No, that one hurt me. That one hurt me a bit. I had people calling me after that game, and I don't want to talk. Like, I don't know what it was about that game specifically, but we as a team, but I was not very happy about that one.
That was Austin Reeves speaking with the media following the Laker win to the Denver Nuggets, 126 to 108. Austin Reeves with a solid game tonight, having 16 points off 30 minutes, 4 rebounds, shooting 5 for 9 from the field. Efficient night from him. 2 for 5 behind the 3-point line. He's been probably the most consistent 3-point shooter for the Lakers this season so far. Getting to the free throw line 4 times, making all 4. He's been doing a great job as well getting to the free throw line this season with his little fakes, getting to the rim, his pump fakes, just creating contact and going into the bodies of other players. So it's nice to see that from Austin Reeves in his second season. Like I said earlier, arguably the Lakers' third most important player this season. He was the tied for the highest plus minus this game with LeBron at plus 26 from in terms of plus minus category. So definitely want to see Austin Reeves get into the starting lineup with Patrick Beverley not really playing well tonight. He had a decent game, so I'm sure that'll give Darvin Ham a reason to hold on to that starting lineup still, which he said he was going to keep for a while. But coming into this game, just an interesting stat. Let me find it real quick for you guys. For the Lakers starters with Patrick Beverley, coming into this game, they were a minus 0.9 net rating with 106 possessions. The Lakers starters with Troy Brown coming into this game was a plus 12 net rating with 51 possessions. The Lakers starters with Reeves instead was plus 49 net rating with 39 possessions. So the proof is in the pudding, man. I don't know what else Darvin Ham has to see to get Patrick Beverley out of the lineup. With rumors that he's going to be traded out. There's also reports that Patrick Beverley prefers to go back to the Minnesota Timberwolves if he was to end up being traded. So that type of report wouldn't just come out if there wasn't something going behind the scenes. So I'm sure the Lakers have made it known to him that he's out on the trade block. Of course, I'm sure he already knows it, as the public already knows that. So with that being said, and Kendrick Nunn pretty much being unplayable right now, he only had 1 minute tonight. He had donuts across the board. He was 0 points, 0 rebounds, 0 assists. He was 0 for 1 from the field. He was -4 in the game. So Lakers definitely need to do something with that that money, where Patrick Beverley's making about $15 million a year and Kendrick Nunn is making about $2 million. So I'm intrigued to see what Rob Pelinka ends up pulling out of his bag. And with December 15th being yesterday, which is officially the early start of the trading season for the NBA, there's going to be a lot of different rumors going around. So hopefully the Lakers end up pulling something within their bag within the next week or so. I would hate to see them wait for a whole other month to end up making some type of deal. So yeah. Looking forward the next few games looking at different scores around the NBA tonight. Let's go ahead and refresh this for you guys. We had the Hornets play the Hawks tonight. The Hawks beat the Hornets 125-106. LaMelo's back. Let's see how much he had tonight. He had 27 points off 33 minutes. The Hawks won, so let's see what they pulled out. Bogdanovich had 28 points tonight. Trae Young had 31, 9 off 34 minutes. Pretty impressive from him tonight. Let's look at the other scores tonight. The Kings beat the Pistons tonight, 122-113. That's not really a surprise there. The Nets beat the Raptors tonight, 119-116. I know Kyrie made a 3 at the buzzer to secure that game for the Raptors. The Sixers beat the Warriors tonight, 118-106. The Warriors are just playing bad right now, and I know that Curry has had, I believe he had a foot injury, so he'll be out for a certain amount of time. So the Lakers could definitely capitalize on moving up in the standings there. I think the Warriors are kind of in trouble right now, so going to be interesting to see what plays out with that team and within the rest of this season for them. The Cavs beat the Pacers tonight, 118-112. That's a good win for the Cavs tonight. The Magic beat the Celtics tonight, 117-109. Wow, that's crazy. Let's look at the stat sheet for that. Paulo Banchero had 20 points tonight, 5 and 5 with 37 minutes. Man, what a great rookie he is, huh? Bobo, he's been playing well as of late. He only had 4 points tonight. Moritz Wagner, former Laker, he had 25 points tonight, 8 rebounds, 1 assist. Franz Wagner, he had 19 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. Markelle Fultz, former number 1 pick, he had 12 points, 4 and 4. Cole Anthony, 14, 3 and 5. They kind of have a young squad. You know, in a couple of years, Magic could be pretty good. The Celtics, let's see what they had tonight. Jason Tatum had 31 points tonight, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. Jaylen Brown had 26, 4 and 3, off 37 minutes. Al Horford's back for them. He had 6 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist. So, wow, good game for the Magic tonight. Let's see. Celtics shot 41%, 23% from the 3-point line, 11 for 46. That kind of tells the story there for the Celtics. Not a great shooting night for them. They rely on a lot of threes for that team. So good win for the Magic. It's always nice seeing the Celtics lose, except to Western Conference teams this season. So, but Timberwolves beat the Thunder tonight, 112-110 in a close game. The Knicks beat the Bulls tonight, 114-91, and the Mavs beat the Blazers, 130-110. Now we currently have LeBron James speaking with the media following the Lakers win to the Dallas Mavs, to the Denver Nuggets.
Games, especially the Boston game, this game where you two have been on the floor, been a part of huge rallies. What do you think has adjusted or maybe come of the time you guys have spent on the floor together that's making that fit a little easier?
It's just logged minutes. I stressed that a lot last year. We just didn't have enough time to log enough minutes and know exactly how we wanted to play, how we wanted to work off one another, and how we could be effective. So, just a lot of log minutes and being in the right place at the right time.
When a guy gets hurt, we typically hear the same things, right? Like, not one guy can replace him, especially when it's AD or like it's a next man up mentality. But it seemed like in the third quarter and the fourth quarter, like all that stuff came to like real fruition where everybody who played had a hand in it. Everybody else did a little bit more, maybe instead of any one person trying to take over. What can kind of that do for a team when 8 or 9 guys walk out tonight feeling like I played a big role in this one?
I mean, it's huge. I mean, especially after the heartbreak loss we had against Boston, for us to come back a couple nights later and, play well at times and then go get down and, then make a rally and the guys, off the bench, making it the biggest impact for the game. I think it was huge. I mean, like you said, Russ, AR, Troy, Max, and Thomas, they were phenomenal. I mean, and when you look at it, they're all in the plus, you know, and we needed every single minute. All the efforts that we got from them was huge.
LeBron, changing the subject a bit, I know you're a big soccer fan, and the World Cup final is on Sunday. There's a Liverpool guy in there with France, but two greats, Messi against Mbappe. Who you got?
I'm not gonna choose. What time is the match actually?
7 a.m.
7 a.m. Okay, cool. So I can get up and watch it. I just want to see a great match like the rest of the world, besides who's ever rooting for France or Argentina. So we will see. I mean, it's going to be a great one, and look forward to seeing two of the greatest that ever played that sport go at it. So it'll be fun.
Last question, Mark Medina.
LeBron, when you contrast like the Boston game and the game like tonight, through the course of your career, what do you think have been the determining factors influence whether a team can execute down the stretch?
In what sense? What do you mean? From one game to the next game, or just down?
Yeah, in a specific game and when the game is tight.
Well, I mean, chemistry is always very key. I mean, depending on how long you've been with that club, or the games that you've been in. Have you been in close games? Have you been in tight games? Have you been in pressure situations with a group out on the floor where you kind of know, like, okay, well, this is what we're gonna go to. This is how we know we're gonna execute. So, in my experience, I've been able to be a part of both, where you have some inexperienced lineups or inexperienced teams that can't quite figure it out because they haven't logged enough minutes, they haven't logged enough games or enough experience. And then obviously I've been a part of teams that's been through so many battles that adversity meant nothing, because that's when you literally like thrive in those moments, in those adverse moments. So, every team, and depending on how long you've been with that club, or, the chemistry that you have with that club, will determine, the outcome of some of those late games.
That was LeBron speaking following the Lakers' win to the Denver Nuggets tonight, 108-126. He had 30 points tonight, 9 rebounds, 4 assists. He was plus 26 from the field tonight. He's currently averaging 26.5 points for the season, 8.6 rebounds, 8.6 rebounds a game, 6.5 assists, 0.6 blocks, and 1.3 steals a game. So, so far, pretty good season from LeBron, who's has shown some inconsistencies. Tonight he was able to hit his little turnaround jumpers that he's been shooting and missing a lot lately, but it was definitely needed tonight for LeBron to come out and have a good game with Anthony Davis not being present really in the game since the end of the first half, and not really in the second quarter either, which he ended up staying in and playing through his foot injury, which AD didn't return in the second half. So great to see that from LeBron. Looking at the next matchup against the Washington Wizards, just to show you guys a preview of that. The Lakers are currently second in the NBA in pace right now. Washington is tied for 18th. The Lakers and the Wizards are both tied for field goal percentage right now at 47.4%. So both not great shooting teams. 3-point field goal percentage. The Lakers are at 32% right now, which is still at the bottom of the NBA at 29th. The Wizards are currently in the middle of the pack at 18th at 34.8. Rebounding for this team, they're about even. So if Anthony Davis isn't playing next game, hopefully we get another good game from Thomas Bryant, and hopefully we get some news on Wenyen Gabriel. Hopefully he'll be back next game against the Washington Wizards. That'll be a really big help for the Lakers in terms of depth, since we saw LeBron James playing some center today. So real thin line there for the Lakers' wing depth and center depth. So watch out for that next game for sure. Both of these teams are tied for assist percentage. The Wizards don't turn the ball over that much, so the Lakers need to do a better job of not turning the ball over and playing sloppy. which I give a lot of credit to Russell Westbrook for tonight, because in the first half alone he had 4 of the Lakers' 9 turnovers, and then for the whole second half he didn't have any turnovers. So I was glad to see that improve from Russell Westbrook. Hopefully that carries into next game where he's not being so sloppy with the ball. Also, just looking at the offensive rating, the Lakers are currently 23rd. I believe they've been like number 4 within the last 10 games. So the Lakers have been playing better within the last 10. But the Lakers are 23rd in offensive rating, and the Wizards are 21st. So not great offensive teams, but the Lakers are at 13th in defensive rating, with the Wizards being 23rd. So look for the Lakers to have a lot of scoring in that game. So should be a fun one. But tomorrow, make sure, Laker fans, you go out and get your tacos from Jack in the Box tomorrow. 2 free tacos with any drink purchase, because the Lakers won and held their opponent under 111 points. So go get your 2 free tacos with the purchase of a drink at most SoCal Jack in the Box locations. But that'll do it for me tonight, Laker fans. Make sure to tune in Sunday after the Lakers take on the Wizards, which they end up playing at. They play at, I believe, 7:00. Let me see. They play at 6:30, so I'll probably be going live around like 8:30, 9:00. So that does it for me tonight, Laker fans. Hope you guys have a